so we're going to do this and go with the thing. All right, so if you'll look in your packet and find this page first. Yes, sir. Okay, the left-hand part of the front page, the part that says state of matter, I'm going to load the key to this in the Carter, I have to say Carter, right, because we're recording. Go ahead. The Carter WebEx group. Are you fighting with that thing? There you go. Struggle busing. So for you guys, I'm going to load this into our WebEx chat for the key. For Tops's class, it will be in the announcements, just this section. Your grade part for this side comes from the Show What You Know. So it looks like a quiz. It's using this information as well as your notes from the other day. These 3 boxes are either a solid, a liquid, or a gas. At the top it says describe the kinetic energy at each phase of matter. So at A, it's looking at this box. So you're describing how the molecules are moving. Are they slow? Are they not moving in general? Are they free? Like you're just describing how is their movement. Question 3, 4, 5, and 6, you're filling in the blank. 7 through 11 are definitions. For some of them, they're in the notes directly on the bottom. Pull my notebook out. So we took the notes the other day. This section down here, that's where some of the words are. Otherwise, like condensation, think water cycle, and just describe how the molecules are moving. Questions on the front? Okay, on the back side. Where it says under pressure and below is the section that this is going to be the anchor or glue in. So if you want to kind of gently scrape it out or like cross it off, you can. Yes, sir. Yes. So the top part, I will post partial keys to. Like the whole key won't be there because I want to see what you draw or what you fill in. But there will be partial keys posted so that you can just kind of like put your spin on the graphics. Good? Okay. The second page in the stations. If it still doesn't work, then let me know and I'll use the hand sharpener. Matter changing state. So on the top left, there's a flow chart and a little bit of information. The flow chart and a little bit of information will help you answer 1 through 10. And there's a word bank right above it. The words are only used once. I will say from doing this with the 6th graders, because they had the pre-AP kids had to do this paper, do the ones you know first and then go back and fill in the ones that you're like, I don't even know what that word is. Do those last. Like, don't try to do them in order because some of them you may not know, or it may take you process of elimination to figure them out. So do the ones you know first and then go back and fill in the ones that were a struggle. On the right side, the short answer, it uses the chart at the top. So the solid line, that's at the solid state, that's what happens. At A, there's no molecular movement. So the temperature of it is going to kind of flatten out. So it's stable. And then as I increase the solid's temperature, it changes to a liquid. And then it stables and it flattens out. And then it's the last little section here is the gas. So as I increase its temperature, it's going to start to become a gas molecule. The A and the B are either going to be like melting or boiling or freezing, words like that. And you're going to fill in 11 through 18 using that chart. So it's just descriptions in point A or point B or gas or solid. I did 19 and 20 for you at the bottom because why not? And then on the back looks really crazy. It's not, but it looks kind of crazy. The little hee faces. So if you look at number 1, I did number 1 for you. It says to tick or circle the pointer that shows the process. So from a solid to a liquid, like I go from a solid to a liquid for melting. So the description word is above it, and you're deciding which of those processes, which arrow goes with that process. So for 2, freezing, from a liquid or a solid to freeze, it's easier to freeze, like, right, I have a liquid and I freeze it to a solid, so I freeze it to a solid. You're picking the circle that matches the process. It doesn't seem hard, but at first glance, you're like, what is this? Because it looks weird. Okay, on the other side, or other section, it gives you processes, and it wants you to put in the state of matter that water would go through. So is it a liquid, an ice, or is it a gas or a vapor? So I did the first one. If I take ice and I melt it, I get liquid water. If I take water and I freeze it, I get ice. So to condensate, to collect, right? If I have a gas and I do condensation, then I get a liquid. If I have a liquid and I go through evaporation, then I get a gas. One of the processes are always linked, but one might be easier to figure out where do you start from. Kinda? No joke, this is a high school paper. So I know for some of you it's not hard, but it's going to make your brain think, and the front of your face, that prefrontal cortex, is probably going to feel a little warm because you're not used to using it. It's a different way of thinking than what we're used to. Questions on that paper? Okie dokie, artichokes. Last section for this paper, because then we start the other ones. This is fill in the blank. Use in your notes, fill in the blanks. Backside is where it looks all crazy. There is a bunch of stuff at the top, and you put them in the columns that they go in. Like a rock is a solid. Pepsi is a liquid. They're only used once, and they only fit into one category. Right? That's easy peasy. Should be simple. If you're like, I don't want to write them all, color code them. Right? Make all the solids, come up here and color this box of color, and then go up and color all those colors. Right? Don't make it harder than it needs to be. On the very, 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 very bottom, term matches a word. These are the states of matter over here. So a solid, a liquid, and a gas. When you're done, you're taking pictures of all the work. At least do 2 pages in a picture, right? Like, don't send me 9,000 pictures of it because it makes it difficult. And now with Mr. Tops on it, if I go and grade them, it's 240 papers times 6. It's a lot to look at. So 2 per page, right, when you're taking pictures. Line them up so that you can do 2 in a frame. Yeah? Okay. If you finish, some of you might. If you finish, work on the homework. If you finish the homework, then you have personal choice time. Good? Questions?